Yes, dear.
Hey. Good afternoon, whatever you'd like, whatever you'd like. Hey. Yeah, come on up. Just fine. You're more than welcome to join. I appreciate the expression of support. Come on up.
Penny,
Come on up.
you're tall. Tall, and then we'll go short.
I've never heard it ranked like that. Well, there, Melanie, you're out. I wore pink.
Nice to see you.
You
I love
also.
it. I love it. Nice to see you all. Well, good afternoon. As Lincoln's mayor, I'm entrusted by the public not only to lead our community forward, but also to serve as chief executive for one of the largest workforces in our community. And both are responsibilities I take very seriously. And I can't say enough about how proud I am to serve along so many talented city employees. It's easy to think of city government as an entity, as an institution, but really, it's a team of dedicated people who wake up every day, fill up their travel coffee mugs, kiss their families goodbye, and go out and make our city a better place. Whether that's by jumping on an LTU truck and heading out to repair our streets, or by turning on lights and sirens in answer to an emergency call, or by replacing worn-out playgrounds in our city parks. The work that city employees perform each day reflects their commitment to protecting all Lincoln residents' safety and quality of life. I believe they deserve a similar commitment from their employer. As Chief Executive for the City of Lincoln, I am determined to ensure that all city employees feel welcome and included as valuable members of our city team, and that they are free from harm, no matter who they are or whom they love. That's why this morning I signed an executive order that prohibits discrimination against any City of Lincoln employee or applicant on the basis of gender identity or expression. This is the first time that city employees have been protected on the basis of gender identity or expression, creating an inclusive working environment for all our LGBT employees. We've also added a definition of sexual orientation, thereby strengthening our current policy that prohibits discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation. This policy is part of my administration's One Lincoln initiative to promote equity, diversity, and inclusion in our community. In the coming months, my team will be working to ensure that the city's workplace practices align with this new policy and that our LGBT employees receive the same benefits and the same treatment as everyone else. We know that this is only one step, and that all of us in Lincoln are responsible for making our community an even more inclusive and welcoming place. We also know that ensuring equity for all of our residents is not just the right thing to do, it's an economic imperative. Groups like the Lincoln Chamber of Commerce and Blueprint Nebraska recognize that promoting diversity and inclusion is essential for Lincoln to attract and retain a talented workforce. Here at City Hall, these moral and economic imperatives compel us to set an example for equal treatment in the workplace, as do our values and our vision. My administration's vision is to lead Lincoln toward a more successful, secure, and shared future. And in pursuit of that vision, I challenge every employer in Lincoln that has yet to take this important step to follow the city's lead and create policies that treat their LGBT employees fairly. I want to thank the city team who crafted this new policy, including our Equity and Diversity Officer, Mindy Rush Chipman, who's here with us today, Mayoral Aide Adele Burke, and the staff in our Human Resources and the City Attorney's Office. And our City Attorney, Jeff Kirkpatrick, is here today, and Francisca is here today. At this time, I'd like to invite any council members who are here to show their solidarity in this work. They share this vision. If they'd like to say a few words, I'm more than welcome them to step forward if you'd like.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mayor Gaylor Baird and council members, and good afternoon to everyone here today. When I woke up this morning, I did so thankfully. Thankful for a mayor and an administration who understands that every employee of the city, no matter their age, the color of their skin, their gender or its expression, their religious beliefs, who they love, or how they serve, they count, and they can count on equal treatment in salary, benefits, and opportunity. Today, I woke more expectant for the day when every resident of the city of Lincoln can depend on the same opportunities to thrive and be welcomed here. Thank you again.
I would like to applaud our mayor for putting forward this excellent policy for our city. This serves as a beacon to other people who are in the LGBT community or who may still be in the closet. This is a great first step for our city, and this help ensures that every single person who is working in our city of Lincoln government can be protected and have the opportunity to earn a living and not live in fear. Growing up, there's a lot of negative narrative out there about what it could mean to be LGBTQ. And this helps serves as a light for people who may still be in the closet. So thank you, Mayor.
Anyone else? Anyone else like to say? No. Okay.
I'd be happy to take any questions you may have. Mr. Johnson.
Now, just as an update, are you still looking to the state to make this policy protection, extend this policy protection to the greater community and outside of City Hall? Are you still, and what is your stance
Yeah.
right now on the status of
Yeah.
this one?
Well, absolutely. We're not going to rest till this is a protection and a policy in place for all of our residents. And Nebraska deserves that. The people of Nebraska need that. And that's going to help us compete on a national stage. And we will support the work that's being done at our state legislature to make sure that no one can be discriminated against on the basis of who they are, whom they love. I understand that this may be a priority bill at the unicameral in this next session, and we're going to be testifying in support. As for fairness, I mean, living up to our own values right here in City Hall is obviously an important first step in making our community even more equitable, making city government an equitable part of this city. We're still examining all the options that are available to ensure that everyone in Lincoln is treated fairly in the workplace, because that's what we value, that's who we are, and that's what we want people to know we are about. And I see that Councilman McGinnis has arrived. If you'd like to come on up here, we'd love to have you join us. Any other questions? We appreciate the show of support. Yes?
With the added language on sexual orientation, could you speak to what you're accomplishing with that
Yeah,
change
sure.
that wasn't present in the 2003 executive?
Sure, yeah, so I'm so pleased that that anti-discrimination provision on sexual orientation has been in place since 2003 under the leadership of Mayor Don Wesley. And what that executive order did was just that. It prohibited discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation. It doesn't have an administrative regulation that accompanied it that then defines what is sexual orientation. And so this executive order also creates a regulation that defines sexual orientation and that can be easily accessed by any city employee. It'll be easier for anyone who works at the City of Lincoln to be able to look up this policy, to understand precisely what it means and how it could be applied in their situation. And it also, of course, clarifies that action would be taken against anyone who violates such a policy. So we do believe we are strengthening that provision and building upon the leadership of Mayor Wesley.
As a city, we needed to enforce the previous executive order violation of it.
I'm not sure about that. I've only, not in the last 6 months. All right, any other questions? Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.